Well, hello there, paper crafters. Kelly Baxter-Fitzgerald here with Snips by Kelly, and I am a broken record when I say that I cannot believe it is the end of another idea book. It is insane how fast this idea book cycle has gone, and June 30th marks the end of our May-June idea book, and we're going to come into something so exciting. We're going to have a 3-month cycle starting with July, so that's so exciting. But it is time to do a gallery walkthrough and workshop share. So I have 5 workshops that I'm going to share today. And most of you who follow me know that I do 2 versions for each paper line. So each version has its own unique qualities. One version is Simply Scrappin', which you see in front of you, and one version is Sparkle and Shine. Simply Scrappin' is bare bones. It is using a very simple supply list and no special equipment needed. No Cricut, no thin cuts, no stamping, and no extra bells and whistles, but still equally as amazing. So let's take a look first at my Fresh Paint Simply Scrappin' 10-page workshop. I loved the fun decade celebration of fresh paint, and I loved going back to basics. Typically, I would make chevrons on my Cricut for my Sparkle and Shine version, but I went back to the roots of scrapbooking, and I simply created my chevrons by cutting a square and cutting another smaller square outside of it. And how fun is it to see all of those beautiful patterns on top of each other? So a super basic and simple layout, but I love this ombre speckled paper here that just gives you that splattered paint look, and it makes it so fun. It reminds me of graffiti, and it has all of those different sayings that we've had over the decades that either drove us crazy or that we thought were really cool. Here we have layout number 2, and it has incorporated into it the paper pack and sticker sheet, the Picture My Life cards, and whatever bling comes with a particular line, which in this case happens to be our acrylic shapes. So these acrylic shapes are incorporated. We have a lot of those UV coated stickers, and I actually love these stickers because you can color on them. You can use your tri-blend markers on them. So if you didn't want to have yellow sneakers, let's say you were going to use this for a specific child or a sports theme, you could actually color those stickers and personalize those. Here we have some Picture My Life cards. Some of them I fussy cut, some of them I actually use as embellishments, and some of them I leave whole, and I love to get extra titles out of those. These are just very simple, clean, and easy, and I love that these could be for boys, for girls, for every day, for sports, for teenagers, for all kinds of things, even NASCAR, I heard someone say. So happy here with you, a super basic layout that is a go-to layout that you can come back to anytime with a basic grid. And I loved using that bright and busy pattern in the corner and then toning it down with some of those solid primary colors in the center. This one is a super fun one, and sometimes I will rob out of my own library some of my favorite layouts and use them in different paper packs. And I love to do that and recycle layouts. This is one of them that is wonderful because I was able to use squares from the Picture My Life cards that come in 3x4 or 4x6 and use different Picture My Life cards within the squares and use some of those really busy patterns and then tone them down with all of the solids, the nice solid background and our beautiful capri paper. So here we have a title out of a Picture My Life card, and this one could have also been a title out of a Picture My Life card. So it just really extends the life of your pack, and it helps take some of those really busy patterns that you don't know what to do with, and keep them in there for the vibrant color, but be able to tone them down with the solids. This one was super fun as well, doing a little different take on some chevrons that you can cut yourself, or banners that you can cut yourself, and making them inverted so that the tips almost touch. You've probably seen that layout style out there, but again, incorporating Picture My Life cards in here just to give some dimension and some added color. I love the mixed tape. I actually still have some of those. This one is fussy cut out of a Picture My Life card to make it look like a wonderful street sign. And you could add any Picture My Life here if you wanted to mix and match and add something besides hearts and put something a little more masculine in, you can as well. There's enough colors in this mix that you are able to do it for boys, for girls, for tweens, for teens, for racing, for sports, for outdoor activities, and so much. So that was Fresh Paint Simply Scrappin', and where there is a Simply Scrappin', there is always a Sparkle and Shine. So Sparkle and Shine is for those people that want a little bit more wow, that aren't afraid of added Cricut cuts or maybe some inking techniques and some extra learning within that. So we have some splattering with the shimmer brush and some sponging and rubbing with some of the inks to give it the nice distressed look that goes with our title with fresh paint. Some of these die cuts that come right in the kit, and some that I added by using the original pattern that was right in the kit and cutting some more papers. So these patterns here came right in the workshop kit as punch out die cuts, and then I used the patterns to create some more of those same shapes. And then I just backed them with white pieces and a black circle to help those really pop. And of course, you rock doesn't have to be music, because we used to say you rock all the time. Even my kids did. And I did add the Cricut guitar here and Cricut title here, popping up some of those embellishments, and then a very basic grid for the second page. So most people know that I love to have a more wow decorative side, and then I love to pair that with usually with a more functional side to have a few more photos on the second side. Here was a pattern in which it's a little, I don't know, abstract, I guess, with some paint splotches, some graffiti style, and those triangles. And I'm actually using this for one of my granddaughter's sporting pictures. And I'm drawing on the orange and black because her team is orange and black. But there's tons of ways to incorporate other colors. If you look at the color strip here and you wanted to use it for sports, you have some green and some red and some orange and some yellow. It would work for just about any sports theme. And I liked the use because when I got to this page, I had little or nothing left. I had just a little bit left of the pattern paper. So I was able to just get kind of funky and fun and not worry about really neat and tidy boxes, and just have fun with all kinds of shapes. Here's an example of how I colored the tennis shoes. And this was yellow and is yellow on the sticker sheet, and I went right over the top with an orange tri-blend marker and was able to change the color of that because, like I said, my granddaughter is a Scotty, which is red and orange. We have Longhorns friends that are Longhorns as well. Lots of orange and black teams, it seems. Again, a basic format, but fun. Taking the black underneath and just creating triangles for the corners and then strips. And of course they have to be faux strips, right? Because our pattern paper isn't long enough. So I used a half and a half and put a grid over the top of it, which makes a perfect way to use less paper, but yet have those wonderful diagonal strips. Added a couple little Cricut pieces here just for some dimension. And who doesn't love pizza, right? Absolutely simple and easy, but colorful and fun. And these icons really have nothing to do with each other, right? We have a bicycle and we have tennis shoes and we have the pizza. So, you know, it doesn't have to be specific that you were riding bike or that you were eating pizza. It's just simply fun icons and an eclectic mix of those icons to put together. This one I kind of thought again about sports, about racing, about boys probably, although there's plenty of colors in there that you could do girl things as well. I did a Cricut grid and I backed a Cricut square or overlay, I guess, instead of a grid, and I backed those with some of those pattern papers. This pattern paper here is a splatter pattern that in our new workshop kits comes usually a couple extra either pattern cardstocks or pattern paper, sometimes up to 3 different ones, which really helps you stretch that pack. My Sparkle and Shine are always usually 12 pages, so you get 12 full pages out of one of those workshop kits by stretching it by adding the cardstock. Cute little tennis shoes here, popping up some titles, and you have a very simple and fun layout there that is pretty versatile. So always in the workshop kits, it seems we get some amazing die cuts, and these wings are almost a chipboard thickness, and they have the actual pattern paper pieces that are die cut punch outs that come right behind it. And I chose to add the Cricut title Wild and Free, but again, motorcycle riding, NASCAR racing, sports, athletes, tennis shoes, flying, you know, so many things would go. Wings typically mean speed, but they could mean so many things. And I had fun with that very basic layout, adding those added dimensions to it. It's very quick and easy. I couldn't resist using the color scheme. Since it was called Fresh Paint, I thought it was really appropriate to have paint. And they had the original idea within the catalog of separating those little icons that you don't know what to do with. I mean, they're so random. You've got mushrooms and you've got diamonds and you've got a cup of coffee and you have a crown and you have a star. And when you look at that on the sheet, you're like, what on earth do I do to make those tie together? And sometimes we overthink it. They don't have to tie together. So using the color schemes where you're putting red and orange and then your yellow and then your green and your blue and then red again and orange and yellow, and your eye just visually goes where it's supposed to go in separating those colors, and yet it's such an eclectic mix. So I added these little Cricut paint cans with all the fun little splatter, some fun little inking techniques, popping things up for dimension, and that would be so crazy fun for even as low as preschool or painting or something artistic. Or sometimes they do those marathons that are the paint runs that are fun. I mean, there's just so many possibilities. It's crazy. And normally my workshops are 12 pages, but I got to the end of Fresh Paint and I had some great paper here. And I was like, I don't really want to waste that paper. So I added just a large Cricut cut to add a large photo to, and a little bonus page to make that 13 pages. Super simple and basic, but I'm like, why have just those few little pieces left over and not have anything to do with those? So now we're going into Tutti Frutti. And when I first started with Tutti Frutti, I was like, I don't know about those pastels for summer. It took me a minute. And right when I got into working with them, I was like, it is lovely. It is playful. It is fun. It is much more colorful than it looks on, and this happens a lot, but in the photos, even if you have wonderful photos, you can't quite tell how vibrant the colors are. So I just had some playful fun. We're back to simply scrapping again. So we're back to that minimal supply list. So this is my 10-page Simply Scrappin' Tutti Frutti. So again, a basic grid over here, but it was fun using the 2x2 size and adding lots of little playful fun photos that way. Many of these little pieces in here are cut from Picture My Life cards. Oops, not that one. This one is from a Picture My Life card. These pieces here are cut from Picture My Life cards. You've got some of the stickers from the sticker sheet, and I ended up loving that. I thought everything was super bright and fun, and it sort of reminds me of an old-fashioned ice cream shop, and the sparkle and shine version really reminds me of an old-fashioned ice cream shop. So I used some Polaroid shapes here, just creating them myself because no Cricut cuts in Simply Scrappin', right? But I thought it would be cute and fun to have the Polaroids and incorporate the ice cream pieces. A lot of these pieces, this one and this one and this one and this one and these over here, are all cut out of Picture My Life cards. So you don't have to use those Picture My Life cards traditionally. You don't have to just leave those as pocket cards. They make amazing embellishments. So again, another basic layout here using up all those little leftover strips, which is a go-to for me. I love to do that when I'm down to just a few zip strips and a few added strips. It's a great layout to do. Incorporating some of those wonderful stickers off of the sticker sheet for that one. And again, a basic grid in the center to add those extra photos. Here's the scoop. Wonderful. All right, and then the last one, we just had a few odds and ends left, and I opted to mount those leftover Picture My Life cards onto cardstock and just make some geometrical patterns, and just kind of add those patterns and those things all around and add all of the leftover stickers to that and have fun with that. Life is wonderful. I fussy cut again this and several of these pieces right out of the Picture My Life cards because you run out of stickers on the sticker sheet sometimes and you don't have anything left over to embellish with, and those Picture My Life cards work great. You are sweet and life is sweet. I can't remember which way it goes, which must mean that it will go either way and it will look great. I'll put it this way and we'll see. So again, just adding some of those strips of paper, using some of those little Picture My Life cards in small strips and in banner strips to embellish the page, fussy cutting out of Picture My Life cards, fussy cutting this whole strip out of a Picture My Life card, and adding that little added fun. Really, really fun. That is the Simply Scrappin' Tutti Frutti. Moving on, I had so much fun with this one. This is my Tutti Frutti Sparkle and Shine, and it has these amazing die cuts right in the die cut sheet, several different colors and sizes, and they did give us in this workshop kit one circle shaker window, and I decided why not go to downtown since there are 6 in a package and just use more of those since they've already given us these great shapes. So I incorporated our shaker window circle, which is a wonderful standard standby that I pull out and use all the time. But doesn't this remind you of a storefront of an old-fashioned ice cream shop? And how fun to make that shaker on top of an already playful and colorful Picture My Life card, and then add those stickers to it. On the journaling circle, I didn't make it into a shaker window. I just used it as the journaling circle. Fussy cut that. I believe I fussy cut that out of a Picture My Life card, or it could have already been a circle. How fun is that? And it reminded me of working at the old Dairy Dip. The Dairy Dip was a little shack when I was growing up, and I was 12 and 13 years old, and we sold ice cream and burger baskets, and I was the carry out, and I made 65 cents an hour and I thought I was rich, and it reminds me of that old-fashioned ice cream. I'm sure every small town has whatever, a Tasty Freeze or a Zestos or a some kind of an ice cream shop, and these could be, even though there's a lot of popsicles and ice cream and things like that incorporated into these pages, I can see swimming in the backyard in the kiddie pools. I can see swimming at regular pools. I can see days at the lake. I can see picnics and of course ice cream. I can see lots of fun summer memories in this. So again, taking those pattern circles that come right in the kit and making them into these fun shakers. And these strips, my gosh, I had so many different ideas for these strips, and look at what I did. The most basic thing you could do. I left the strips together. These strips come right in our workshop kit. The circles, all of the 1-inch circles come right in the kit. And I actually just used those as parts of the pattern paper toward the bottom, and it was just so fun. They really make it easy for you to look amazing because of all the pieces. This was actually, I believe, the last layout I did. And why I did that is because I had so many of those little circles. And so I decided to, of course, make a wreath and use all of those fun, playful circles in that wreath. Use some of the leftover centers from the shaker windows, as well as some of the circle die cuts that came in the kit to just make clusters of circle embellishments there. And here's the scoop. How can you not smile? Because it's just so playful. And then just a basic one, again, reminding me of that ice cream shop, using halves of those circles and 3/4 of those circles along the bottom zip strip here to make a nice little decorative border that is a little staggered instead of a straight across scallop. I really love that. And then on this one, I tried to incorporate all the fruit, the UV coated fruit stickers that came right in the kit, like one in a melon. And I love that they're non-traditional colors. So here we have a capri colored lemon. How fun is that? We don't have to have things in a little box in our mind that things have to be the color they actually are. It's just fun and colorful. And so I have a little error. I spilled a little something. I always preach about, having a covered container, right? And I spilled on that one, so I apologize there. I'm going to have to remount that on a different piece. But how fun is this to add the cricket circle, and then I had a white circle pattern to cut out. This is one of those extra sheets that came right in the kit. I love that we get an extra pattern with that, and did some layering of both cricket cuts as well as stickers and incorporated those together. Added the little cricket film strip there, added some more popsicles and pieces, and a little journaling label here to make a really cute, fun one. And then this one, the last one of the Tutti Frutti Sparkle and Shine, is just a really another fun go-to that I like to do with small squares. So making the small square grid all the way around the outside. You don't have to fill in the middle and waste something that isn't going to show, but how fun to add the whimsical cricket banner up at the top. And then again, another one of those cute scallop circles that come right in the kit, and turning that into a cute little shaker and incorporating the sunglass stickers and the ice cream stickers. And this is a really cute, the extra pattern paper that came right in the kit is this splattered wash watercolor paper, which I incorporated in a lot of different places throughout the entire workshop. And that is the Sparkle and Shine Tutti Frutti. So yay! So not only does that complete the two main lines in the May-June catalog cycle, but they gave us something more. They gave us Smarty Pants. Now you might be saying to yourself, why are we doing Smarty Pants in the summer? We don't want to talk about school. But whether you are ahead or behind in your school creating, these will be great for fall, or for all of those school pictures that you have laying in the box that you haven't been able to get done yet. And I loved it. So Smarty Pants has actually been available all year long, and it is about to end because our core catalog is going to end at the end of August, and our brand new core catalog is going to start at the beginning of August 1st. So we've had this for a while, and I've been wanting to do something with it, but of course I didn't have time to do anything with it in the fall. And now we have a special called Workshop Wow Smarty Pants, and they have these great cork shapes that come with it that have some cork shapes shape sentiments and some different hearts and stars and designs. And they also have the option for a stamp set and some thin cuts, an alphabet stamp set to personalize your pages if you want to put your kids' names on them, and some tags and tabs, thin cuts that come with it. So you might recognize this base of this is one of those that I've already showed you in one of the fresh paint workshops. I used that. Let me actually pull that out to show you the differences here. So here we have that same layout style. So this is that same base grid that I made out of the strips, the diagonal strips and the squares. And though you can tell that they are the same layout, they look entirely different depending on how you decide to decorate the page. And I love recycling those layout styles and helping us be able to put things together quickly with some of those that we're familiar with. Adding the large tennis shoes, adding those cork shapes, popping up some of the sticker sentiments, and they have these really cute stickers that have definitions of things, and some of them are super fun, but this one is growth, the process of evolving into who you are becoming and striving to learn without fear. The laughter, the best form of therapy, and the reason to celebrate life's crazy moments. I love that they're dictionary definitions that are non-traditional. This one was really playful and fun, and I did incorporate our amazing backpack thin cut. I've been wanting to use it, and I finally was able to use it. Carter is one of our grandsons, and so I just penciled in his name on the backpack, but the thin cut allows you to make the whole backpack, and you can customize it with different colors and use cardstock on it or pattern paper on it, and has a nice little pouch here, and I absolutely loved it, and I thought that this was the perfect workshop to add that to. So that is our backpack thin cut set. So this is called Ready to Learn, and again, just using lots of playful strips and doing some tearing and some dovetailing and adding that to the stickers that are already on the sticker sheet and having some wonderful fun with that. I love that we have some reds and we have some blues and we have lots of primary colors in this workshop that just go so well for boys or girls. And actually there are some icons that lend themselves to younger children, some icons that lend themselves to older children, so you can totally customize it the way that you would like to customize it. Adding some triangles on the pages, which were inspired by the original layouts from Close to My Heart, adding some of those tags and tabs, adding those stickers as well. Here is some more of those definitions in here, and I love the pattern paper. You can even highlight teachers with that, or you don't have to. Even though it says teacher's gonna teach, that's part of school, right? Again, here's that recycled. So let me pull that one out and show you that if I can find it. I used it, let me see, I think I used it in Simply Scrappin'. So yep, here it is on fresh paint, and it is the Simply Scrappin' version of fresh paint because no materials or extra things required to, not materials, excuse me, no equipment required. It just makes a great layout by making those boxy squares. And how fun is that to be able to recycle that and have use of some of those great layouts that are your favorites. You can use them on a variety of pages. So again, clusters of stickers here, and there's some more of those wonderful cork shapes that come right in the kit, and having a little play on a diagonal instead of always putting your zip strip straight across kind of gives you a nice little visual dimension and gives you a little bit of a variety. And every single school year, we always need first day of school, no matter what age they are, right? We all want to get that first day of school photo. So adding first day of school, which is from the Cricut, adding some of those tags and tabs, which can either be from the Cricut or from those thin cuts, and those really wonderful cork shapes throughout, and a little different take on a grid instead of a standard 3x3, making all of those Polaroid shapes. And then I love this old-fashioned handwriting paper for journaling. How fun is that? You could even do some hidden journaling under the pocket there, popping up the paper airplane over the top of the paper airplane, and then making a really simple, easy starburst here on this one, just for something a little bit different. Fun, fun. All right, and the last one for Smarty Pants, we actually have the Smarty Pants title. And I love the mindset sticker, the power of changing I can't to I can and overcoming the impossible. It looks like I have some adhesive stuck here. How does that happen? Right before I go on camera. And then a basic grid. Seriously, when you get down to the end and there's no pattern papers left, the go-to is a grid. And adding some of those stickers. Here's some of those cork shapes. I even cut some of those cork shapes in half. And this one was my favorite sticker out of the entire set. Study the act of eating, texting, and watching TV with an open textbook nearby. That's basically my way of studying. So there you have it, the May-June idea book. Incredible. So anything that you are going to want out of that May-June idea book, check it out on the shop site. You'll see that in the link, and grab it up before the last day of June tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Thanks for letting me share, and thanks for sharing the love of paper crafting with me. Happy day, everyone. Happy scrapping.